I guess we can't do an intro at this point.
Oh, I guess not, can we?
No, we can. Okay. Do you want to?
How far? We're like 20 minutes in, aren't we?
No, we're 10 minutes in.
Fuck it, let's do an intro.
All right. By the way, before we start, I did do this, so I edited the last episode. Mm-hmm. My humming along was pretty well timed to the actual intro.
I believe
did not take much editing to get those to line up well.
Dude, we've done like 300 plus of these. I feel like if you can't sing the intro song by now.
That's a good point. All right, let's try it again.
Hello and welcome to the Untranslatable podcast. We are here to start November, meaning this is the time for you and I to simply just say no, Jared. You know, whether that means no shave November, no BS November, no not taking naps November, no, I don't know what else. I don't know what else November, but we're going to talk about why you need to be saying no, and also how you might want to say no in some different situations and possibly different countries as well. So without further ado, I can't say no alone. Sometimes it helps to have somebody else say no with you. So I'm joined by my co-host and my good buddy, Jared. What's going on, Jared?
Hi, Chad. You missed a very popular one, but we'll leave it at that. I don't even need to say it.
That's fair.
You
did that intentionally.
Clearly, because you didn't seem confused when I said that.
I was not confused. No.
Yeah, saying no is hard. No one likes to say no, really. I mean, why would you? But we'll talk about that later. You know, I mentioned last episode, whatever, that I look forward to the racist costumes. Mm-hmm. And I have a bunch of stories here. I can or cannot read them. It's not even about whether I need to read the articles or not. Here's just 5 headlines that popped out to me.
Perfect.
That I could read the articles if you want, but I don't have to. I could also
let's talk about the headlines. Yeah.
Some racist. Here are some of the best racist costumes from last week. A freshly elected GOP councilman in New Jersey is under fire for wearing a blackface costume.
Are you serious?
Do you want to know what the blackface costume was, Chad?
Yes.
Flava Flav.
Oh, God. And he was blackface, obviously.
Yeah, blackface costume.
Okay.
As Flava Flav. Very disappointed, quote unquote. Community outraged after
Sorry.
Very disappointed, quote unquote. Community outraged after student wears KKK costume at Pittsburgh High.
Are you serious?
Chad, I'm reading news article titles here.
That's
yes,
crazy.
I'm serious. This just in. No, I was about to make one up, but I couldn't even do it. There's nothing better than what's actually in front of me. Okay. So as I was about to make something up, I was like, why? I can't make up anything better than what I'm about to read.
Right.
Teacher wearing blackface at Toronto High School for Halloween put on home assignment.
What?
I don't know, Canadian suspension or something. Home assignment. I've never heard of that.
There. Yeah. I see you're wearing your
home assignment.
Costume.
How about you just grade some tests and not actually talk to students, eh? A Blackhawks prospect, so a hockey player, chose to wear this Halloween costume for some absurd reason. Do you want to know what the Halloween costume was, Chad?
I guess.
Sure.
So it's a hockey player. We're talking about racist costumes. Plays for the Chicago Blackhawks. It's got to be an Indian or something.
Nothing to do with American. The team.
Okay, no.
Besides for the fact that it's racist.
Right, okay. I don't know. What is it?
He wore like the
Hitler...
No, that's closer, but no. He wore He wore the garb of like a Arab terrorist, and he had like a fake AK-47.
Oh, jeez.
And he had like a sort of a turban thing going on.
Right. Of course he did.
My final racist costume, at least that I found. I'm sure there are plenty more. Actually, I know there were more. I saw more. A Virginia town official dressed in blackface. He called it freedom of expression.
Oh, Jesus! Really?
Which is true. He's not wrong.
Yeah.
It is free. Yeah, no one is arresting you for doing it.
True.
But also, you're not making any new. Well, actually, you might make new friends, depending on where you're at. But I mean, I love how
Not
he's making
necessarily the friends
a
you want,
statement
though.
of freedom of expression as if someone's telling him he can't do it. It's like no one.
You can do it.
Yeah, no one is stopping you.
Right.
It's like people might not like it, but you're not going to get arrested.
Right.
Like you're welcome to do it. It's just not. It's in poor taste, sir.
Sure. Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, no, no one is saying you don't have the freedom to do that. But now we know that you're a racist asshole.
Here's what I don't get, Jared. There are so many different types of costumes.
Yeah.
Why do you, especially
and
like
there
KKK?
Are there are examples. You know, there are people that have done it with like Prince or Michael Jackson or Beyonce or something. But I've also seen people not of the race of the person that they're doing a costume of do a perfectly great impersonation of them without having to
do
like if you
blackface.
wear sort of their popular outfit or like I don't know, but it's like there's a way to represent a person that's not your race in a costume form without it being racist.
Right.
Like plenty of white women or white people, not even white women, white people have dressed up as like Beyonce, for example, and not ended up in the news, not ended up in my racists of the year segment.
Right. Yeah, I find it ridiculous that there are so many blackface ones. Like who thinks that is the appropriate thing to do for Halloween?
It's actually really, I don't even want to say it's surprising at this point, but it is. It really is that people still don't even understand
the cultural implications
of blackface.
Right.
Because I bet you these people that did the Flava Flav costume, that had the even the KKK outfit, teacher wearing blackface at Toronto school for Halloween.
Yeah, ridiculous.
I bet you they'd all be like, I don't understand the problem.
I have some black friends.
Yeah. Well, one of my black friends dressed up as Britney Spears, and like, yeah, okay.
She probably wasn't white-faced, though.
Yeah, and also let's just forget the whole history of mocking black people for fun as entertainment that people got made money off of. Let's just forget all of that and just be like, well, I don't understand the problem. It's like, I don't understand how you don't understand.
Right.
How that might get some backlash. Did you hear about, by the way, you're a teacher, Chad. We didn't bring this up, and I can't believe I didn't bring this up. But did you hear about the math teacher that was teaching? It was like sine, cosine, tangent. SOHCAHTOA, I believe, is the sort of acronym or whatever you want to call it for sine, tangent, cotangent, or whatever. Mm-hmm. And she was trying to instill that
oh no, I can't see where this is
whatever
going,
you call it. What do you call that where you like have like the mono or where it's like the phrase that represents whatever, like PEMDAS or whatever.
Right. An acronym or like a.
It's not really an acronym.
No, it's more like in German it's Eselsbrücke. I'm trying to think of what it is in English.
Wow, look at this guy.
Right. Well, it's like
there's a word for it, but we can't think of it. Where it's like you're trying to represent a bigger picture with like a saying that sort of represents it. Anyway, so SOHCAHTOA was sine, sine, cosine, tangent, or whatever. And the teacher had on a Native American garb.
Of course she did. Yep.
And she had on like the headdress thing, and she was doing like this dance and song to sort of implement this into her students. And she did for clearly long enough to the point where she had started doing it, and then one of the students started filming mid SOHCAHTOA.
No. Here we go.
And it was still like a 3-minute video.
Oh no! Well,
so she probably did it for like a good 5 minutes.
Right. That's fucked up.
And she obviously, people didn't like it for obvious reasons.
But
that wasn't even Halloween though. That was just
did
a
her
math class.
students remember sine, cosine? No, I'm just kidding.
The crazy thing is, you probably have a point. That probably did work.
It might have. But it's not probably very culturally appropriate.
I'd probably remember the day my math teacher got super racist for a solid 10 minutes about to instill sine, cosine, and tangent. I'd probably remember that day. So I'm not going to say it's not going to work.
Like Billy took out his phone and filmed half of it.
Yeah, we went the day my class went viral.
Right.
I'll probably remember that day.
Right.
But it might not be. There's got to be a better way.
Oh, of course. Of course.
To teach the lesson.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I knew that a year would not go by without a plethora. And by the way, there were plenty more, but obviously I couldn't just list articles forever.
Does it make me a terrible person, Jared, to say I can't wait to see what racist costumes people are wearing next year because they are so ridiculous and so stupid.
I saw some kids. I don't remember what it was. Maybe some basketball player or something. But I definitely did see on Twitter some kids in blackface too.
Oh God. Just why? What? I don't understand. I have never.
Right. Well, that's the parents too, because then it's like the parents are like, "Why would you put your kid in that situation?"
Right.
As a parent, that shows how ignorant you are as a parent.
Oh, for sure.
That you'd even put your kid in a situation where they're out in public in blackface, knowing or not knowing that they're going most likely. There's a high likelihood that they're going to be made to look like a fool, especially in the social media era.
Oh, without a doubt.
You know, if this was like the '90s or back, you could dress your kid up in some blackface, put on some blackface. Who cares? No one cares. And that's the sad reality. But now that everyone has a camera, and like if someone sees a picture of someone in blackface that shouldn't be, which is, I guess, anyone that's not black.
Right.
I guess a black person also wouldn't need. It's honestly not even good for a black person to be in blackface.
Right.
If you're like a light-skinned black person trying to impersonate like a darker-skinned black person, don't darken your skin. It still doesn't work. It's still it's still racist.
It's just weird.
Shit.
Yeah.
So it's just like I don't know. There's not even a rate the apology out of all of this shit.
The terrorist costume as well is just fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many, like, kind Middle Eastern people out there who obviously would be wearing a lot of that stuff. And I just think that's a little ridiculous.
Also, the white privilege of being able to, even if it is like a toy and it even might have like a orange tip or whatever, to just walk around with an AK-47 like that. You won't even catch me walking around with a yellow or orange tipped AK-47 in public like that.
Oh, definitely.
You must be out of your mind.
Right.
Like, nah. No,
that's a terrible idea.
No. But that's a fun time for these people. That's a fun.
I guess.
And he probably had a great night because this probably didn't come out. The story I saw was a couple days later.
Right.
So he probably had a couple days of like, that was a good time. We got hammered.
Right.
And it's like, oh God, the Blackhawks don't want to, hire me anymore.
That's
weird.
Is that true?
No, I don't know if that's true, but he was a Blackhawks prospect. I don't know if they don't want to hire him anymore, but it certainly doesn't help.
No,
is what I'm saying.
It's not good. Not a good look. That is for sure.
All right, Chad. Do you want to use some untranslatables?
I think we should.
All right,
we should.
I'm not gonna.
Some untranslatables are some
song and post.
Thank you. Are some idioms, proverbs, sayings, axioms that don't always translate on a one-to-one basis into English, and I'm hoping Jared will get us started today.
Sure. I have a Dutch one. In bakja trust. In bakja trust.
A little bit of something.
A little cup of solace.
Oh, coffee.
Solace. Oh, yeah.
It's got to be coffee.
Very good, Chad. Very good. Yes, it is.
I think
coffee.
the Dutch like their. I don't know why I went Irish there. I think the Dutch like their coffee.
Do they?
I think so, don't they?
Are they known? I mean, Europeans in general are known for liking coffee.
Right.
I didn't know the Dutch in particular.
Well, I don't know if the Dutch have like fancy coffee, but I think they really enjoy. Like, there's lots of cafes in Holland.
I mean, I guess Europe in general they're big coffee fans.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
You got it. There you go. Yeah.
I like that.
Give me one, Chad.
I could have also guessed a beer though, because I feel like a little cup of solace, maybe a beer, maybe.
Yeah.
I
beer makes more sense than coffee. I mean, they definitely have. I mean, they're not a big, even though Heineken's from Netherlands, they're not really a big beer.
Not like Germany or Belgium or Czech Republic. No.
What are they known for? What is their thing?
Fries and mayo.
I mean, they have a lot of culture. There's the marijuana. There's a lot of art.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
canals and shit.
Yeah. There's a
bikes.
Yeah.
At least if we're talking about Amsterdam.
But I guess coffee they're not really known for coffee or beer or any alcohol that I could think of.
Yeah, I don't know if there is like a Dutch alcohol. Like, yeah, I mean, obviously Heineken, but anyways.
Regardless, you got it right.
Yeah. I hope you put a ham horn in post because I earned that one, Jared.
Probably not.
Damn. All right. Well,
I don't edit that close.
A man can dream. My first one, actually,
maybe
all of mine.
Maybe I will. We'll see.
No, it's okay. You don't have to. My first one for you today and all of mine today will be Cantonese, and this one is Lai Gao Song Su, which means pulling a cow up a tree.
Is that like doing the impossible or like?
Very good.
Oh, wow.
Wow, we're on the ball this evening.
Well, now I will put in a ham horn for you because I have to put one in for me.
That's
because I've earned it. I'm sure you have more than two, but I have two untranslatables, and my second one is Hindi. And it's Jo Garajti Hai Wo Baraste Nahi. Those who thunder do not rain.
Is it like the dog's bark is worse than its bite? It's like all talk, no action.
Chad, 2 for 2 today. Very good.
Woo!
Tall promises, but can't follow through.
Okay.
So,
I
yeah,
like it.
all talk, no action.
Yeah. Okay. Nice. All right. Mine next one for you is also Cantonese. Sik one min fan one dai, which means eat top of the bowl, flip to the bottom of the bowl. Now, to help you, Jared, let me ask you a question. When would you, in Asian cultures, flip the bottom of your bowl?
When you're done, flip the bottom. No.
I mean, no. Not quite.
Is it the opposite? I guess when I hear flip the bottom of the bowl, I imagine they take the bowl and put it face side down on the table.
Is
that sort of
what event would they do that for? Maybe
is that signaling some level of dissatisfaction?
No, not quite.
I don't understand a situation
It's something
in which
more serious, I would say.
I don't understand a situation in which you would take the bowl and flip it over on the table.
Right. Well, do you know what it symbolizes in Asian cultures if you stick the rice upwards or the chopsticks upward on a bowl of rice?
They do that at funerals. That's like a death thing.
Very good.
It means death.
So if you
died.
flip the bowl,
I'm going to kill you.
but you ate the top of it.
Ate the top of the bowl? Mm-hmm. I'm going to kill myself, then you.
Oh, wow.
That's a real intimidation. I'm going to kill myself, then you.
Yeah, I don't know how that works.
But that's terrifying.
Right. Well, that's like what we were talking about earlier before the pod about like if you're taking a beating and you're like, that didn't even hurt.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Just
Sorry, I didn't hear you. Could you tell me that again?
Right. So here, let me try to see. It's related to funerals and death.
Okay.
Is kind of what this is rooted in.
Is like something's bad's gonna happen? Is that what it is? It's like signaling this person turned their bowl over. It's like
so we have an English untranslatable.
It's like don't fuck with me.
No,
okay.
We have an English untranslatable that is related to your hand. Your hand and food.
I don't know. I'm stumped. Chad.
Biting the hand that feeds you.
Oh, could you give me the literal again?
Yes, eat top of the bowl, flip to the bottom of the bowl. And here, let me give you a little story here, Jared. The only time a bowl is flipped over is during the ceremony to offer food to ancestors. To flip the bowl of someone living is to symbolize their death, particularly in the context that they have invited you over for a meal. This Cantonese idiom is therefore used to describe those who are ungrateful, particularly in the face of kindness from their friends, such as betraying a friend or turning on someone who helped you, similar to biting the hand that feeds you.
I see. I see. Okay. That makes sense.
I kind of like that one, though, to eat the top of the bowl and flip the bowl. Are you flipping the bottom of the bowl on me, Jared?
Yeah, so that would be like, so for example, you were nice enough, thank you very much, to bring dinner tonight. Mm-hmm. If I were to like take my part of it and just throw it away and just get my own dinner out of the
right.
out of the fridge,
and then you're like, okay, you can leave.
Oh yeah, I know. I don't want that bullshit you brought me. Right. I got my own stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, I'm good.
Exactly.
All right.
So I got one more.
Sure.
One more. Also Cantonese. This is a good one. I think you'll like this one. Six Xiu Fa Sang Dang Tai Hei. I'm sure I said that wrong. Eating peanuts while waiting to watch a film. Oh, can I tell you a story that will illustrate this one for you?
Sure.
So I was at the local coffee establishment the other day at the university. And, I'd ordered my coffee, my cold brew, because I'm a cold dude. And so I had my coffee, and I'm waiting to get it. and I see this young gentleman, I presume a student, stroll up to the counter without a mask on, Jared. And it turns out the lady behind him in the line at this certain coffee establishment turned out to be the director of student services who worked in that same building.
She wasn't happy, was she?
She was not happy, Jared. And so do you know what she did, Jared?
She called him out.
She first kindly and gently asked the young man, "Sir,
do you have a mask?
Could you please put on a mask? It's university policy." Do you know what the young gentleman said to her?
I'm guessing by the fact that you're even saying this, he was not happy with her asking.
He proceeded to say, "You all are wearing a mask. It's okay. You're safe. I don't need one." What do you think the kind director of student services said, Jared?
If you don't put a mask on, I'm going to strangle you with a mask.
Close. But you can't say that when you're the director of student services.
That's what I would like to. I wouldn't say that either, but that's what I would like to say. Excuse me. Then I'm gonna have to ask you to leave this establishment.
Close. But what do a lot of Karens like to do, Jen? I'm not saying she is a Karen.
Call the manager. She called the manager.
Well, she already is the manager.
That's
so
true.
who does she call?
They're his parents.
No. Yes.
I don't know.
Young man, what is the phone number to your parents? No. Who does she call? And it's not Ghostbusters.
The police?
Yes, sir.
Damn.
So
campus police, to be fair.
Yes, campus police. I think both of them were strapped, though, bro.
That's true. I mean, they do have guns, but
I mean,
you're a lot safer as a student getting arrested by campus police than you are getting arrested by Detroit police.
Oh, for sure, without a doubt.
Campus police are more likely to let you just go and give you some sort of school reprimand.
Right, exactly. So anyway, do you know what the young gentleman and scholar ended up doing?
He put it on?
He put on a fucking mask.
He put on a fucking
mask.
I really was hoping he'd be like, call him.
But you know what? Well, he did.
Oh, he did.
I cannot believe I left that out, but yes, he did. So, Jared, I was eating peanuts while waiting to watch a film. That whole situation.
Okay. Oh, oh, you were like eavesdropping. You were looking at eavesdropping. Yeah,
I would take it to another level. Bystanders, I mean, I'll give it to you, but bystanders who love watching people argue or fight, often opting to observe a situation unfold instead of getting involved.
I follow a subreddit called Don't Help, Just Film.
Oh, no. That sounds hilarious. Oh, no. I'm sure there's
it is just what you think it is.
Oh, for sure. Well, Jared, sometimes you just have to say no and just stop and film.
Yeah. I mean, in certain situations, you're right not to get involved.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's no benefit in you getting involved. This is not your problem.
Right.
This is not a fight that you just say no and don't get involved.
Well, actually, in a lot of fighting situations, bystanders who have tried to, get in and help end up getting hurt.
Yeah. Then the two people in the fight turn on the bystander. Yep. It's like, hey, why are you getting in our business?
Right.
Saying no, Chad. Why is saying no so hard? Why is it?
I think there's a lot of reasons, Jared. Why saying no is so hard. Sometimes it's some people are just bad at saying no. But I think that the main reason why it's hard, well, the reason why it's hard to say no is some people don't want to let other people down, so they think if they say no, they're letting these people down. Some people also, in some cultures, Jared, it can be very rude and disrespectful, and just to directly say no is kind of like a slap in the face.
Yeah.
So you have to find ways to, think about it.
Some people also don't they don't want to, they want people to invite them again. They don't want to say no and be like, if I say no, they're gonna stop inviting me to things, So it's like, I guess I'll say no, and then later I'll be like, oh, I sprained my ankle, I can't go.
Right. Well, Jared, I have a personal policy which is called the 3 no rule. I think in certain situations, if you or if someone else gives you 3 no's, that means okay.
They're not interested in making an effort.
Right. And I'm not saying that 1 no is already a no, but what I mean by this is, for example, say you and I, like, I'm like, Jared, let's go hang out. And you're like,
Can't
no,
do
I'm
it.
good.
Yeah.
I'm good. Then I ask you like a week later, hey, man, let's go do X, Y, and Z.
Can't do it. Sorry.
Yeah. Not even can't do it, but just no.
Yeah, nah.
Right. No, I'm good. No, I'm busy. Then I ask you, like, maybe another week goes by and I ask you and you're like, no, sorry, I have to clean my gutters.
You've done your part as a friend at that point.
Right.
Yeah.
Not even just as a friend, but just like as
a person.
Right. Because I just don't like.
You can't, like, one can only handle so much denial, period.
Right.
No matter what the sort of situation is.
Right. Well, another example would be when I was living in China. I had a professor who asked me for a lot of things. And I'm talking like resources. They wanted to meet a lot, and I just didn't have the time. And so me being an American, I told him how it was. And I just said, I'm really sorry, but I'm going to be in this city this weekend, and I just don't have time to meet with you for 2 or 3 hours to do X, Y, and Z.
I'm sure culturally he probably wasn't used to that.
Nope.
Especially from like a subordinate.
Right.
To be like, I don't have the time to do this, or I can't prioritize what you're saying.
Exactly. And that's another reason why, though, Jared, it can be difficult to say no is power dynamics.
Yeah.
Like if your boss asks you to do something and you don't do it, it's kind of like, I have never, ever, at least in my current role, had one of my coworkers have my boss ask them to do something. They're just like, no. Mm-hmm. Like, I wonder what would happen.
I've had some experiences like that. My job in general involves a lot of people coming to me and my boss for stuff. Mm-hmm. And I have a good boss, and he's definitely helped me realize not even just how to say no, but how to strategically answer someone without saying without
actually saying the word no.
Yeah. And by giving yourself also ample time to do something,
Right.
So it's like don't just immediately agree to their timeline. There's a way to strategically sort of give your timeline realistically.
Right.
And also there have been times where someone's been like, oh, I need you to do this, and you just be like, it's not a priority and we can't do it in your timeline. And I also, that's something I can't do, but I really, obviously I do have respect for that, because that's also necessary too, to just be straight up like, no.
Right.
And that also takes just that for me is just like especially in a work setting, is such a fear of like how people will perceive you in the future, or like what people will say about you.
Right.
But it does take a lot of self-confidence in your job or whatever to be like, what you're asking for is not realistic, and I can't do it, so I'm not going to do it.
But there is, as you mentioned, there's like a very specific way that you kind of have to go about handling those.
Right.
You can't.
He's not just like, that's bullshit, not doing it.
Right. Right. I've been asked a couple times with my bosses to like do something with a really quick turnaround, and I was able to get it done. But what if I would have had other stuff? Like if I just can't. I don't know. I don't think I'd get in quote unquote trouble, but I do think it might ruffle some feathers slightly. But it's hard to say. I mean,
yeah, I've had situations like that where I've had quick turnaround situations, and then in hindsight, my boss has told me I didn't need to do it that quickly,
right?
Or even it would have benefited me to tell them to wait, and then to better think out how I do whatever it is that I'm going to do,
right?
And so saying no also might not just mean no. It just mean like, what your timeline or whatever that you're proposing is not realistic.
Right.
And I can give you what you want really if you actually slightly listen to me for once.
Well, Chief. You bring up a good point that it's a way to say no kind of more softly is to kind of give a slight justification why, right? Like your timeline's not realistic means give me 2 more days and I can do this thing for you.
Yeah, but when someone, how do you feel about, say you're asking someone for like casual plans of some sort, or romantic, who knows?
Oh, watch out.
And the person says, oh, sorry, I can't do it. And say there's some rapport with this person, let's say.
Right.
Do you ask why?
I mean, not really. No.
Yeah, no, I don't either.
No.
But
like even with you, if I was like, hey, do you want to hang out tomorrow? And you're like, no, sorry, I can't. I'm not going to be like, why can't you?
Sure. Would you eventually?
No, I might ask you what have you been up to,
Right.
but it's not on the same level of like.
Why can't you hang out with me right now?
Right. Exactly.
Right.
Well, it's all about expectations, Jared. You know?
I feel very guilt. I feel like it's never my place to ask someone like why they're canceling plans, or why they said no. Where it's like, I think there is something in just taking the no, you know?
Yeah.
And being like,
Sure.
it doesn't even really matter why, even if it's some bullshit lie. Do you want to know that? And if you do want to know that, what are you gaining from that? This person doesn't want to or can't abide to whatever the obligation was, so just leave it at that. There's a nice comfort in that.
Yeah, I agree with you. Just leave it where it is and not put too much more thought or energy into it.
Here are some ways that I say no, Chad, without saying no. Okay. I got a list of
let's hear it.
7.
Okay.
Maybe.
Oh, yeah?
That's one. You don't have to give me a maybe. You don't have a response. I'll look into it. That's a classic one.
Or like, let me think about it.
That's another one that I have on my list. Let me think about it. Mm-hmm. That's a good idea.
Oh, I like that one.
That's one. But then you don't actually really respond to the idea. You kind of move on from that.
Right.
Let me think about it. You said that.
I like that.
I'll see in parentheses what I can do.
Oh, okay.
So I'll see what I can do. Both.
Right.
Dot.
Used to say that shit.
I'll see what I can do.
I'll see.
Yeah.
Or we'll see.
At work, if someone says that, you're not getting whatever you asked for.
Yeah.
Another one. Dot. Interesting.
Oh, wow. That's kind of direct.
Or it's like, oh, that's
I
don't say no. You don't say dot.
You don't send the dots. Okay.
That's just how it would be. That's how you would
say it.
You would say it with sort of like the pause. Interesting. Where it's like, oh, that's an interesting idea.
Good idea.
Essentially.
Yeah.
That's essentially
Good
that's
idea.
what it is. Yeah. So you don't actually say dot. Interesting.
How about this one? Would this one work? Nice.
It's a little vague.
It's too vague.
But I have
so good idea is not vague or interesting.
Well, if you say that's a good idea, you need to quickly follow up with another idea.
Oh, okay.
So you say that's a good idea, or we could do this.
Right.
Here's another vague one. My last one. Speaking of vague.
Oh God. I guess.
Oh, did I not say this one? Oh, I said I'll see, but we'll see. That's the same thing. It's the same thing.
Yeah, we'll see.
Those are how I say no without saying no. I'll look into it as a classic work one, by the way. I hope no one that I work with listens to this, because then they'll be like, oh shit, I'm never getting that.
Right.
He said I'll look into it.
I'll see what I can do.
Yeah, I'll look into it.
Right. Yeah, it's crazy though, man. Like in certain cultures, it's tricky to say no. Like we mentioned, work relationships can make it. I like those though. Those are all some pretty good ways to say no without saying no. Mm-hmm. But Jared, I think I'd like to talk a little bit today about why should we be saying no, right? We talk about why do people. There certainly is a power, but also I think sometimes some folks just say yes too much, and I tend to be that type of person. And sometimes it's good. I'm saying, Jared, for this November, I really hope not only you and I, but all the folks out there listening are going to be able to relax a little bit, say no so they can spend some more time doing what they love doing, spending time with people they love spending time with. Because if you think about all the times you say yes, how much time and effort and energy that yes can bring you, which can also be a good thing. But I do think there's a power, Jared, in taking a little time off. You took a week off from soccer. You were hitting it today, right? Not on purpose, but still that break
it rained
did
a lot,
good.
and I couldn't find a good field.
Right, but that break did you good, didn't it?
It did.
So that's why I'm saying it sometimes can be very good for people to just, if they can. Obviously, there's, certain work situations or life situations where you can't just go, no, I'm not going to do that. But think.
That would be good. That would be nice.
Can you really? Yeah. Can you just?
Nah.
Or what if your kid's
Pass.
like, yeah, I need help with my homework. Nah, I'm good.
Pass.
Yeah.
Not into it.
I'll see what I can do.
Not feeling it. Not feeling it.
Right. Yeah. But, I think, as I mentioned, saying no so you can have more time. One thing that I really like, Jared, is the idea of, is this essential? So, like, if someone asks you a favor, or if there's like something that Because there's also, if you create opportunities for yourself, maybe sometimes you need to say no to some of those extra things as well. Woo. Just in case you have more time to do some other things.
Sure. That's true. This sounds very Dr. Phil now. I don't live a life that is anywhere close to this
I think you do say no more than I do, or you're better at it than I am.
I'm also not. I'm not in a lot of situations to say yes or no. To be honest with you. Unless I'm talking to myself internally, there's a lot of situations for that. But I guess so. Yeah. There is. I do take a sick enjoyment. Not sick, but I do take an enjoyment out of the rare times that I do say no, and because it's hard for me too.
Right.
Like, especially in like social engagement or even obviously a work thing too. It is hard for me too. But I do enjoy it. So
let me ask you this, Jared. Mm-hmm. Are you the type of person to just say no? Or are you going to give somebody a little white lie? Sorry, I've been on the toilet all morning.
No, I'm certainly not going to say that.
No.
I mean, it depends on who I'm talking to, but most likely I probably won't say that.
Right.
No, I'm much more in the camp of the no is the no and leave it at that. I don't ask people for explanations, even though I'm nosy and I really want to know why. Right. I won't ask, but then I expect the same from people too. I don't.
I mean, that's fair. If you do it yourself, expect the same. That's fair.
To me, it's kind of like a breakup. If someone breaks up with you, yeah, you can get all the explanation you want. But but the person has already broken up with you, so that's it.
It's done.
Right? They've made the decision before they've come to you. So even if they explain to you why, I don't know. Maybe that it probably will make you feel better, but maybe you might think it will. But who cares? Because the no has already been said.
Yep, exactly. I think there's also something about having
respect the no.
Yeah. Yes, that's a great way to put it. Mm-hmm. Respect the no. Exactly. Like. And even obviously in certain situations, I mentioned my 3-no rule. In certain situations, obviously the first no is a no. Like you said, like a breakup, you shouldn't be asking. And like once it's done, it's done.
Yeah, there's a window during the breakup to get all the explanation you need for what happened.
Right.
But after that, you gotta
Or they just contact you 6 months later and sorry.
Are you talking about me? I don't even know what you're talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about, bro. But yeah, I mean, just saying no is it's a good feeling sometimes, especially if you're saying no for something better.
Yeah,
sorry if that makes me sound like an asshole, but like if somebody's like, "Hey, do you want to go do this?" It's like, "No, I'm good."
Do that? Do you pre-plan plans and be like, "I'll plan this plan, but I'm ready to say no." Just in
better
case
plans roll up. Oh, you better always be ready, Jared.
For example, if I were to find a turf field, could I get you to not play tennis with Shane?
Ooh, well,
trying to out-friend you?
We had it planned too far in advance.
I got a turf field to myself, bro. Forget your tennis courts. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I don't even mean that at all because I love playing by myself. I don't. But yeah, no, I'm with you.
And hey, we're going tomorrow anyways.
So. Oh yeah, we're going in the morning too.
Yep, bright and early. But yeah, yeah. I mean, have you ever been in situations though, Jared, where like either you've said no and then you realize like, oh, should have said yes?
Sure.
Okay.
But I don't take it back after that. Most situations, I probably wouldn't take it back if I do. Okay. Just because I have
no take backs is what you're saying.
Exactly. I will live a no takey backy life.
That's fair.
# no takey backies.
I think it's taken you pretty far so far, Jared.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So? I think you're living the dream, bro. You're saying no when you can. You got your fancy Dante here at your nice table. You're just chilling. Living the dream, dude.
I'll let you believe that, Chad. If that helps, if I know you look up to me, I know you look up to me
very much so,
and I would hate to ruin that.
Good,
that vision you have of me.
Perfect.
Because, listen, Chad, Dante and money is not everything.
That's fair. It's hard to say no to that, though, Jared. That's for
it's
sure.
Most of. Hey, I didn't say I have 66%, but I'm missing 1/3.
There you go. But yeah. Yeah, Jared, I mean, Is there anything else you want to add with our
That's all I have,
today?
Chad. I think we did it.
I think we've covered it as well. So say no more often. Don't be afraid to say no.
Say no
Enjoy
to drugs.
November. That too, for sure.
What is it? Speaking of which, we don't have to talk about that. Sorry, that was stupid. Say no to drugs. Didn't work.
Oh. All right. Well,
I didn't mean with me. I mean in general and with society. It didn't work.
yeah. If you tell, that's the other weird thing about the no, Jared, is the
or like with
reverse
sex,
psychology.
same with sex, where it's like
just don't have sex.
just the
Sure,
abstinence,
that'll work.
the pure abstinence sort of teaching. It's like just
Sure, because hormonal teenagers are definitely gonna,
just don't think about it and don't talk about it,
and don't do it.
Yeah, and you'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Right.
Just other examples of how saying no clearly doesn't work.
Right.
Which is why I say maybe and I'll look into it. Hey, do you want to do this cocaine? I'll look into it.
Perhaps. We'll see. What were your other phrases? I'm trying to remember all of them. Rattle them all off. We'll see. Maybe.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
That's a good idea.
There we go. But then you kind of have to do it. That's kind of a yes.
Oh, yeah,
in
that's
that
true.
case.
That's true. I don't know if interesting.
There you go. Yeah, there you go.
Do this cocaine? Interesting.
What, could you say nice there? Just be like, nice.
Maybe's maybe's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, say like maybe next time. Maybe next time.
Perhaps.
You said that last time. Well, maybe next time.
Maybe next time.
Yeah.
We'll see later.
Let me think about it.
Oh, that's a good one. Let me think about it. Let me mull it over.
I think if I go for long enough, they'll just do the cocaine.
Yeah. I mean, if you're at a party, I would imagine so.
All right, he's been doing this for 25 seconds. I'm just gonna do the bump I was about to give him.
Right. Yeah.
Ooh,
sure.
It works. Saying no. Look at that. Saying no did
we go.
work. It just takes about 35 seconds.
Oh, there we go. Mm-hmm. We found the time limit, people.
There you go.
There you go. You know where it's at. So if you know about some other ways to say no, let us know at untranslatablepodcast@gmail.com. Excuse me. Let me take a quick sip of this topo. Check us out on Instagram and YouTube, Untranslatable Podcast. Slide into those DMs on Twitter. And please, 5-star reviews on iTunes. Let us know how we can make this podcast better for you. So as we say here at the Untranslatable Podcast, Dziękujemy, muchas gracias, shishi, and do svidania. Just say no, Jared.
Yeah.
No,